So this is the blouse which I just made. So I want to cut out my sleeve for this blouse, and the sleeve which I want to use is a Canadian smoking kind of sleeve. So in case you don't know how to sew this kind of blouse, I have a video. I will drop the link down below. In case I forget to drop the link, please remind me for me to drop the link on how to cut your blouse and how to sew it like this. I have a video on how to make exactly this blouse. So I want to keep this aside. I want to cut out my sleeve for this blouse. So this is the remaining piece of lace which I have, which I want to cut out my Canadian smoking. So let me keep this aside and come back to you to show you what to do. So for your sleeve which I want to cut, so you need to do it just the way I want to show you on your fabric. What you need to do on how to get this kind of sleeve, what you are going to do first, what I am going to do after this, I want to show you on how to draw your pattern before I cut it on my, before I draw it on my fabric. So what you need to do is to take away 2.5 inch at the top, 2.5 inch at the top, just like this. You roll out your 2.5 inch, 2.5 inches, which I have 2.5 inches. Roll it out like this. After rolling out your 2.5 inches, then you are still going to take 2.5 inches again. 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. Then I'll go ahead to connect it together. So after connecting it together, make sure you have a space of 2.5 or 3 inches at the down part of your fabric, and the upper part also the same thing. So what I'm going to do again, I'm also going to take 2.5 away from the side, 2.5 away, 2.5 away, 2.5 away. Then I'll connect it like this. So this 2.5 which I have on this side is also my guideline. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. So after getting your patterns like this, what you are going to do now, you are going to mark this like this. So you need your ruler to do this. Make sure from this end to this end, you are going to mark it like this. So you can see after marking this one, I kept a blank space and I mark this one. So I'm still going to keep another blank space and mark this one. Keep another blank space. Then come over to this part here. Make sure there is an extra at the end. Make sure there's an extra just like this. Then I come to this other line. I will leave this a free plain line. I'm going to leave this and come down to this one. Since I want to mark this, I'm not going to mark this part. I'm going to come here. Since I mark this part, I'm going to come here and mark. I will leave this blank space where this one is already is. I'm going to leave this blank space here and come to this other side. I'll leave this blank space where this one already is and come to this other side. So you can see what I have here. So this is what I am going to do for my fabric. I will mark here, leave blank space, mark here, leave blank space, mark here, leave blank space, and mark. Then on the second line, I will leave it free. I come to the third line where there is marking here. I will leave the blank space and mark. Where there is marking there, I will leave the blank space and mark. So that is the same thing I'm going to do at the other side until I complete it. So let me go ahead to do it on my fabric. Then I show you on what to do next. I have my 1 yard and I have divided it into 2 parts, which is making this one to be half yard and this one half yard. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to exclude what I'm going to use for my ball sleeve. So it all depends on the length of your ball sleeve plus 1 inch for sewing allowance. For what I want to do now, my ball sleeve length is 6 plus 1 inch for sewing allowance. I'm going to make it 7. So I'll go ahead to mark my 7 just like this. Now I'll go ahead to cut it out. So this is for one sleeve. I'm going to use this other one to cut out this other sleeve as well. Okay, so I just wanted to know that I went on to cut out my excess, which I'm going to use this for my sleeve. So let me go on to mark it, then come back to you. I've gone ahead to mark it on my fabric as I told you. And take note, this is the wrong side of my fabric. This is the wrong side and this is the right side. I mark on the wrong side of my fabric. The wrong side. Take note of that. So what I'm going to do now is to pick from this end. I'm going to take, you can see my mark like this, that went like this. I'm going to take from this end to this end. I'm going to put it just like this. You can see these 2 ends. I'm going to bring it to this other end like this. Then I'm going to use hand needle to do it. Then I'm going to tighten it with my hand needle just like this. So you can tie it like 3-4 times, then you tie. You can see what I just did. I throw it to this other side and I put my needle in. This is a simpler form to tie your thread. So I tie. I want to make just 2 for you to see, so you can see how it looks. So I come again to this other part. I'm going to do exactly the way I did the first one. I'm going to pick it like this. You can see from this end to this end. So what I just did is exactly the same way I throw the thread like this. It's exactly the same way. Just put your needle. You can see my thread this way. Just put your needle inside your fabric like this. Then take your thread, put around it, then draw. So this is exactly what I'm going to do for all the rest parts. So let me go ahead to do it, then come back to show you. So this is what the wrong side look like, and this is what the right side look like. You can see how beautiful it looks. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to run a gather stitch at this bottom and gather stitch at this top. Then I'm going to come back to show you what to do next. So I'm going ahead to make my gather stitch, and you can see how it looks very nice, and it came out very well. You can see the designs of this smoking sleeve. So what I'm going to do now is to cut my sleeve, which is the block which the sleeve is going to fit into. So the circumference of my sleeve is 14 for this upper part. This upper part is 14. That is what I'm going to do here now. This 7 which I have here plus 1 inch for sewing allowance, making it 8. And this down part is 13 which I have here plus 1 inch for sewing allowance. So what I'm going to do now is to connect it to this point like this, and I'm going to cut it out. This part here is for this upper part, while this is for this down part. So go ahead to cut the other part. Okay, so take note, you can give this part a notch. This is the upper part. This is the upper part, while this is the down part. So what I'm going to do at this my sleeve now, this is my down part. This is the right side, and I'm going to use the right side of my ball sleeve. I'm going to put it like this, from this end to this end, and I'm going to sew it down to this level. Then I'm going to top stitch at my sleeve here, at this my block here. So let me go and do for both sleeves and come back to show you what I have after that. So I have done that. You can see I top stitch on this part of my sleeve. So I top stitch at this part, the down part. So what I'm going to do now is to sew the upper part as well. So this upper part now, I'm going to sew it like this. I'm going to sew from this end with a pleated up till this end. Then I'm also going to sew this side. After sewing it like that, I'm going to sew this side, pleating all of this inside, pleating it bit by bit until I sew to the end. So let me go ahead to do that and show you what it looks like. Okay, so you can see what I have here. I have gone ahead to sew it down to this end, and I went on to pleat it at the side so it fits in. You can see this other side also. You can see how it looks like. So when you just go ahead to sew it on your sleeve, so you can see what it looks like. And I'm really pleased to have all of you as a viewer, because you always want to learn new things. I really appreciate you. I wish you the best in all your endeavors, and I wish you what you wish yourself, and even those you forgot to wish yourself. I just want to say thank you for coming to this length. I really appreciate you. I say, if you have not subscribed, please go ahead to click the subscribe button to subscribe, to push this channel for other people to also learn. Go ahead to share the video and give this video a thumbs up if you find it helpful. Thank you once again. Stay safe and remain blessed as always.